Welcome to the Fantasy Thinker. I'm Jerry Quartermage, and today I'm going to be doing a what I think is going to be a quick review of Octavia Butler's Parable of the Sower, the graphic novel adaptation adapted by Damian Duffy and John Jennings. Again, the same people who did the Kindred graphic novel so well. Just about the adapters here, they take Olivia Butler's prose and they use a lot of it, and why not? It's beautiful prose that you'd be foolish not to use. And so, once again, John Jennings' artwork in here really draws you in. I mean, you can see the pain in this character's face, the sadness that takes place here. This is a book about a dystopian future, the near future. I mean, it starts in 2024. That's right around the corner. I hope it doesn't get this bad, because this is a grim future that does not look good for the United States at all. You have these pocket communities who are just trying to survive, and they always have to be on guard against these gangs that and marauders that come about, and they invade these communities and try to take their stuff and try to take their women, and they try to take people like as indentured servants to companies, and it's very grim and dark, and it's told from the perspective of a 16-year-old girl. I mean, to start with, and then she gets older as the tale progresses. But um, and this 16-year-old girl is basically writing down her thoughts, and she's doing it in a manner that's kind of like a religious text almost. Her father was a preacher, and so she was familiar with that kind of proselytizing and that kind of structure, you know. And so she's writing down her own thoughts on what she thinks religion should be and what she thinks God is, and she's trying to um, she's trying to do that as a means of some sort of like a mental survival of all the trauma that's going on around her. People die all over the place. Bad things happen, and it's like I said, it's really grim. To the point where it's like, it's a dystopian future. It's almost near apocalyptic, really, with the breakdown of society in here. There is still like a monetary system of some sort, so money still is kind of important, but it's so chaotic and haphazard. Um, and people have to pay for water, and they gotta, if you take a job with a company, you're an indentured servant, almost a slave, basically. And you have to pay back dues and stuff like that. So it's really not pretty. And so this girl's trying to cope with all that by being creating these parables. And the sower is, she's trying to plant these seeds basically for the future, and that's kind of the theme of the whole story here, is planting seeds that will grow to something better in the future. We don't see, it's hard to see the results of those plantings in this book. There is a sequel to this. Maybe some results will be there, but more that this is a story about the quest to plant those seeds, these ideas in other people's minds, and get people to go along with it, so that something greater can be created. And so uh, it takes a lot to get there, and it's a lot of bad stuff that happens along the way. And another crux of the character here is her ability to overcome these obstacles, her ability to really get through anything, and get to where she wants to be, both physically and emotionally. And so it's a pretty powerful tale. Um, there were a couple things that I didn't really care for it. There were times when the girl seemed a little too wise for her age, and I can tell that that was Butler. Octavia Butler is a very wise, intelligent, or was a very wise, intelligent person. Um, and so, you could tell that that was kind of her, not a 16, 17, 18-year-old girl. Um, and I kind of felt that little disconnect there. But overall, like I said, Butler's prose is excellent. And if you like reading good prose, you would do well to pick this up. Am I gonna get the sequel? I don't know. It may be a while yet. It's gonna take a while to get over this the grimness of this tale and how harrowing it was. And so I'm gonna have to think about it for a little while longer. And maybe I'll get the sequel whenever that comes out. I think it's called the Parable of the Talents. So that would be the sequel. Um, Once again, Damien Duffy and John Jennings do an excellent job with the adaptation. I mean, this is just comic book making at its best. It really drives home all the emotion, all the visual cues. Anytime there's pages that are left without dialogue or text, you can still read them as if you're reading a book, because the visuals are so compelling and they say so much. Really great job by these guys. Putting this graphic novel together. And so, if that's what you loved, then you're going to love this story. Parable of the Sower, Octavia Butler. Graphic novel from Abrams Comics Art. Uh, so that's the company that puts it out, and you can get it anywhere. So that's my review of that. Once again, like and subscribe. Be good to each other, and I'll see you later.